Hello beautiful person, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chu and today I'm going to be talking to you about a chord progression I found that's going to prestige your beat making ability. And we'll be placing the context of this lesson inside the framework of OZ's production for Travis Scott on songs like Escape Plan and Sicko Mode. Why? Nani? Because you guys love the Travis Scott videos and I'm totally okay being the Travis Scott tutorial guy. I mean, the support on these LaFlame themed episodes has been insane. Never mind my goals and ambitions, I'm here to make tutorials about the Rager from South Texas until Kingdom Comes.
You're damn right you are, nigga.
Anyways, as a refresher, a chord is made when you combine two or more individual musical notes to create harmony, and chord progressions are made when you take single chord progressions and chain them together. This makes up the traditional musical structure that you're used to hearing. Chord progression is one of the most fundamental aspects of music, and today's video will show you one progression that I believe every producer should have in their toolbox. In about 10 minutes, you're going to see exactly why this chord progression is one of my go-to favorites. So drop a like on this video if you end up learning something new, or just enjoy the content. Join my Discord, it's cool. Follow my Trap Beats playlist on Spotify, it's dope as fuck. There's also a link in the description if you want to submit some songs or beats to my playlist. And if that subscribe button is red, go ahead and smack it so you never miss another video. Alright, enough of that boring shit. Let's get into talking about this melody sauce. And we have to begin everything by talking about the chord progression. I mean, duh, you read the title. So, okay, OZ's melodies are godly. That's just off rip, we know that. But do you know why all of his beats send you straight to heaven? Okay, here's why. It's because he and the sample makers he works with use this one chord progression and build upon it to make endless godly beats. I'm pretty sure you'll recognize it as soon as you hear it. So OZ usually starts off in the minor harmonic scale, and you can just copy what I have on screen to build the entire scale out. The key is determined by this note here, the root note, and you can move the entire thing up or down to change the pitch of the entire scale. OZ starts with a 1 chord, and then he adds a 4. And that's pretty much it. But you can add even more flair to this by finishing it up with a few chords of your choosing. Just make sure that they're still in the same scale that you were using initially. So for this, I'll finish it up with a 6 and then a 7. Okay, dope. And now that that's done, we can get into layering the sounds. Okay, so all this already sounds like super fi, and this is the part where things get really fun. We get to do what OZ does, and that's take a very basic concept or sound and turn it into a masterpiece. So I open this pad one shot from Kavi's Dark Nights kit and copy the melody over. OZ is notorious for using ambient sounds, pads being one of his clear go-tos. I copied the MIDI again to this key one shot from the same kit, and after a ton of effects, it came out sounding like this. Now, don't let the amount of effects overwhelm you, just know that the goal is to make things sound washed out and ambient. That's probably more important to do than using the right kind of chord progression. OZ's music is extremely vibe heavy. Effects are huge when it comes to setting the mood of a track. Okay, last, let's layer a flourish from the Dark Nights kit. Here's how it all sounds together. Now we can pitch this and reverse it. And now we finally have something that gives off that ominous, dark Travis Scott energy. I'm hyped now because the war is damn near won once you have a good melody. Like, I can already see myself getting a sale on this beat. Speaking of which, this video is sponsored by BeatStars, because I actually use them. They are the #1 beat selling platform in the world. Their platform lets you take full control as a producer. From selling kits and beats to handling your distribution and publishing, they have you totally covered. And I've got you totally covered too. If you hit the first link in the description and sign up for BeatStars using the code ProdByChu, you'll get your first month of their best plan 100% for free. And that's the same plan that gives you this awesome custom-made beat store website. Clean, pristine, and professional. If you want to check out everything BeatStars has to offer, check out the link in my description below. Okay, now let's get into the next section where we get to talk about my favorite part of any beat, the drums. Drum bounce is the other major factor that goes into OZ's characteristic beats. For this section, I'll be pulling sounds from the 14 and centerfold drum kits, and you can find links to both of those in the description below. So here's how we'll lay everything down. We can start with this clap, and we'll layer it with this snare. Next, we can make a hi-hat pattern like this. We can grab this hi-hat loop from Lex Luger's kit on Splice and chop it up in the Fruity Slicer to get this. And now let's just add these snares, these rims, this little pew pew noise I like that Wonder Girl and OZ tend to use in their beats and drum programming a lot, and an open hat. And then all of these will kind of make up the entire selection of our bounce perks. Okay, so now let's just sauce up an 808 pattern. And then we can add this kick in too. So here's how all our drums sound together. Now let's talk about adding that extra special Travis Scott sauce. So first, let's add a bass line using the Prophet bass from Analog Lab. We can also use Analog Lab for a synth patch to lay down some chords. And then we can take all of this and layer it with a perk loop. I really think all of these last few elements will make the beat transition epically from the intro into the drum section. So let's set all of that up and then listen to how it sounds. In conclusion, you don't really need to know music theory in order to make good beats. Music follows simple patterns that any person can understand. I mean, it's like innate to human beings. That's why we're able to do it. Once these basic concepts make sense in your head, you can then really take your music making to the next level. So I want you to get in the lab and really practice these techniques you've learned in this video. Be sure to try all of this sauce out for yourself. Remember, build your minor harmonic scale, build out your 1/4 chord progression, and then add chords if you want to, layer your sounds, and then make an insanely dope drum bounce. Don't forget that that's a really important part of OZ's characteristic beats. If you need deeper help with drum bounce, check out this video appearing on the screen now. Peace.